Alright, hello everybody. We're here with Matthew. He's got his modified FTX Outback. So what upgrades have you done, Matthew?
First thing is I raised the battery a little bit with packers so that I could get a full-size lipo in, just so it would fit between the struts, the posts. Yes.
But you also moved the battery in the front first of all.
Yes, because it was up here to start with. Moved it to the front, trying to get a better centre of gravity, keep it overhanging in the middle. What else did I do? I cut off these little anchors that were here because every time you tried to scale something it would stick in and grab it and bite, so you were fighting against yourself. Upgraded the steering servo so it was a bit more powerful, because I found that when I wasn't moving, the steering wouldn't turn. You had to be moving for it to turn.
Yeah, so you got 20 kilo one in it.
Yeah, 20 kilo one.
Standard one's what, 3 or something?
3, yeah, didn't have the oomph to do anything. The biggest thing I think would be the wheelbase, because I toppled quite a lot.
I think you'll find that's the track width.
Track width, sorry.
Yeah, you've done axle extenders, haven't you?
Axle extenders. So that's made quite a big difference to properly scale and not toppling. And I think the last thing was there's little rubber inserts here.
Yeah, the shock.
In the shocks, so I cut them out so you get full articulation.
Yeah, remove that. I think that was everything you did. You've also got it's not an upgrade, it's sort of side grade. You replaced the radial gear and ESC, but only because they failed. They
failed in the first day I had it.
Yeah,
it's that's just so I could use it.
It's running an Mtroniks ESC without a drag brake because we didn't have one kicking about.
Yes.
And you're running what? Etronix radio system, but from a different FTX.
Yes, it was for my Outlaw.
Yes.
No, I swapped them, because my Outlaw didn't have the range, but you don't need much range for this.
Exactly, yeah.
So it works a treat now. But
FTX electronics have not been good to you.
No, it was all-in-one thing, the electronic speed controller thing, so it just wasn't good to start with.
Cool.
Yeah, so
nice,
we'll give it a bash.
So I've got my Gmade Komodo. This is going to be a sort of premium versus budget video, because obviously the Outback is around about £130 retail or something. Not that you can get it anymore because it's the Outback 2 nowadays, and this is 3 times the price or something. Probably more than that.
But is it 3 times the truck?
That's the thing, yeah. This has had a couple of upgrades on it. I've put a brace between the rear shock hoops to stop any flex. I can't do that for the front because the battery is in the way. You can fit SCX-10-2 alloy ones, but it changes the geometry a little bit because the panhard bar mount's a little bit different, a bit lower. I have fitted HD heavy duty axle lockers, diff lockers rather, sorry. I have got GS01 Komodo wheels, which are slightly lower offset, so it's sitting out a little bit wider.
The wheel weights?
Wheel weights, yes, they're attached. I've got SSD brass wheel weights attached to SSD SCX-10-2 knuckles, which are our direct fit, and a green fly. And I've also got the green compound Gmade softer springs on the back. And I think that's everything I've done upgrade wise. Obviously being a premium product, a lot more expensive. This should have several advantages over the FTX Outback. You'd hope there's more R&D involved in a 400 or 500 quid RC than a 130 quid RC. So hopefully the centre of balance and everything's better. Hopefully the tyres are better because they're both running standard tyres, and you'd expect a premium one to have better tyres than a cheap one, but we found that those cheap tyres have been very good.
Yeah. But not only just with the capability of it, you can see where.
Do you want to aim at me? You're moving it around.
I am aiming it, I can see.
Hey, what are you saying?
Just with the product quality as well, though, you can see where the R&D went into that as well.
You can, but I'm just interested to see how it translates to performance, because the FTX Outback is a really good little truck, so how much better is this multiple times more expensive vehicle? The tyres probably a little bit better. Hopefully the suspension geometry is a little bit better. Hopefully the shocks are a little bit better, because that's what you're paying for, really.
And lower centre of gravity as well.
Well, maybe. It's got a lot more weight at the front. It has some advantages. It's running more power. It's a much more powerful motor in it, 550 sized. It's also got a 3-cell lipo as opposed to 2-cell lipo you're running. But it's a lot heavier. It has a wider track width, even though you've extended yours, it's still wider. Yeah. It's got a lot longer wheelbase, which might help it. It might hinder it if you try to get over a single obstacle. You might get high centered. So we'll see. We'll just see. Today we're running this hill climb. It's actually quite steep. The camera won't show.
Yeah.
Hopefully it could be bright enough.
Yeah, so there's a few wee sort of steeper bits than others, and also there's a lot of sort of leaves and loose soil, so that might hinder us as well, but give it a bash.
We'll see what the difference is, if there is any difference. There might be that when it comes to this sort of performance, cheap is as good as expensive.
Yeah.
We'll see. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Stuck already, come on. Oh. Nope. Oh, it's loose. Very loose. Yeah. Still moving forward. I was moving forward. Yep. Well, you're stuck at the bottom, so that answers the question. Come on, Matthew. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's almost got it.
Someone's polished that rock there.
I don't know who did that. It's almost like it's been polished with rubber made in Korea. I think we've already seen the difference between the Gmade and the FTX, to be honest.
Yeah. At least the tyres anyway.
Yeah. Well, the tyres are good on this. Very loose, isn't it? I think, you know what I think the difference is? You've only got 2 front LEDs and I've got 4. Therefore mine's is twice as good at going forward as yours is. Because that's how the math works. If you had a wind, you could have winched you. Whoa!
This is where I need to drag brake because I'll just roll right back.
Yeah. Yeah. Sort of. Yes, yes.
Power.
I think so. That's it. You've finally caught me. Oh, look at that.
Snagged already.
Straight to the top. Not bad. Not bad. Shall we descend? As we need a Vetera descender.
That's what it is right enough.
Right. This will absolutely murder my truck because it's so front heavy.
Yeah, but maybe, but I don't have a drag brake, so use my brake.
Oh. Oh. I want to try and maybe do that again. Oh no. Oh, it's fine. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, yours is very nose heavy.
I'm so nervous about this walloping the camera on the way down. Remember, this is a very, very front heavy truck. Very front heavy. It's fine, don't worry about it, it's good. Oh, yes, I'm good. Is yours a foot? Sorry, I'm past it. Because I can move the camera.
No, just to drop the transmitter and guard the camera.
Guarding the camera. Camera does not show how steep this is. The camera's actually facing upwards, it's not flat. No bother. If I was to put the camera even, it would be, according to the readout here, it would be there. So it's pretty steep. So what's your conclusion on the climbing ability?
So it was a bit more effortless for the Gmade Komodo.
Yeah, it really was.
And that is modded, so that would be a lot harder if it was stock. So
yeah, partially
because where the money goes.
Yeah, the track width makes a big difference there. It was way too skinny before, and also the weight at the back would have had you flipping end over end.
On the way up,
yeah. On the way down, I have to be a lot more careful than you though.
Because your weight's all at the front.
All at the front.
Yeah.
But yeah, that wasn't a rock crawling course. That was simply climbing a very slippery hill. Just slippery because it's loose rather than because it's wet. But already you saw that there's a massive difference in climbing ability. Yeah. I'd like to compare them on the rocks.
Yes.
But so far I don't feel ripped off.
No, you don't. You shouldn't because it is very capable.
Yes. Right. Thank you for watching, guys. Very short video for you today, but take care of yourselves.
Fun.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.